So hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you a deck that I don't know why I bought it. Well, I do, but don't. You know what I'm saying? It popped up on my radar. I thought, oh, good deal, I'm going to get it. And I figured too that this would be a good time to experiment with something that I've been thinking about, because I think this would be a very difficult deck to work with. Even though I do have fairly good knowledge of tarot, I still think it would be difficult. And it is, I'm going to take the Sirian Starseed Tarot. Let me tell you something. Look at the dimensions of the deck before you buy it. Because here we're going to go. So here, devil card. I was going to talk about the devil on a video. Okay, so here's your standard Rider-Waite-Smith. Here, untrimmed Druid craft compared to the Rider-Waite-Smith. Sorry, moving the book. The book's okay. Not real thick. Alright. When I opened this deck, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, this has to be one of the largest tarot decks I've ever seen. Oh my god. It's like the size of my face. Anyway, it's all here, and I did put it back in order. It's a photorealism, so if that's not your thing, then you probably will not like this deck. It does change the names of the suits as well. I'll show you some of the cards. Again, this deck is so massive. The one thing is, it is hard to see, like here you have the High Priestess. Now it does say it, but at the very, very top, very faint, you can make out the Roman numeral 2. So that's kind of just how this deck is. Some of the cards I think are cooler than the others. Here you go. Here's Guidance. Basically a Hierophant. You love that. Beautiful Lover's card. Nice Chariot. Won't show all of them. Some of the cards have been renamed, of course. The Hermit's Reflection. The wheel is just the Great Wheel. You know, they did Divine Justice. The Hanged Man. Death is now Transition. This might be Thoth based. I do not know. I will have to look. We have Alchemy. The Devil is the Shadow. The Moon. Oops. The Moon is Luna. Sun, Solar Deity. Sorry about my finger. This, okay, I like this name. Karma. And Ascension. So, what we have is, why did I do that way? So, we have flames, orbs. So, the flames are wands, of course. Orbs, I think. Let's see. Yeah, orbs are, so I'll show you that one. See, they're swords, chalices, and crystals. And what they've done, and this is where I'm going to have to read the book and figure shit out, because, and then forget about it later. The court cards are renamed. So instead of the page, you have Seeker. Instead of the Knight, you have the Adept. And see, that's where I'm talking about the photorealism. Like, that's kind of dumb. The Queens are the Sages, and the Kings are the Masters. So, just want to do a quick little show of that one. Let's see. Showed an orb card. Oh, here's the Seeker of Chalices. I have this massive deck on my lap. Can barely move. The crystals are okay. But, you know, I can definitely see how maybe some people would not really be into this deck at all. It is going to be interesting to try and work with this one, but that's what my whole project is going to be for this year. A little hint. I'll give a little hint. Why not? I mean, I see so many people talk about, you know, best beginner decks, you know, right? And inevitably, a lot of people will say, oh, Rider-Waite-Smith, Rider-Waite-Smith. And I've seen them in threads on Facebook groups sort of like crush newbies who get a tarot deck and they're like, oh, that's not good. It's not a good beginner deck. And is it possible to learn, if you're a beginner, learn with any deck? Absolutely. It's the amount of work you're going to have to put into learning. There are decks where it would be solely memorization. There's decks where you can learn the system and then branch out from there. And I have my own theory on, and I've done a blog post on this, what the real, and I think I'm right. But then again, I'm a Taurus, so of course I think I'm right. I think the real key to learning tarot is confidence. You know, when you're not confident in yourself, then it makes learning almost anything almost impossible. And I think that's the case with just about everything. If you have some confidence in yourself and your abilities, you can tackle any situation. And when you learn tarot, whatever system you learn, once you've tackled that, your confidence grows. And then tackling different systems in tarot, you know, becomes, you know, just a challenge and not a daunting task. And so that's where I'm going with this, and I want to see how I do. I have some ideas that I'm going to write down and journal about and see how it works with what I would think everybody would say not a good beginner deck, because I asked very specifically. And if you have any suggestions on what you think is not a good beginner deck, then leave them in the comments below, because I'd like to hear those. Some of them are pip decks, you know, very specific decks have been talked about. I think people have said the Wild Unknown is not a good beginner deck. Some people have said it is. So people go back and forth. So yeah, but that's what this is for. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to learn for someone else. I know that sounds weird. This deck, which in my opinion would not be one I would suggest to a beginner, but if a beginner decided to get this deck, could they learn tarot and become confident in themselves and with the cards and the storytelling? All right? So anyway, thanks for watching and much love and blessings to you. Until next time, bye.